one disciple, big Gaudiya Math, 60,000 disciples he made. So they do all the preaching through one channel. Same thing Lokanath Das Goswami. Accepted him only, the only one disciple, Narottama Das Thakur. He initiated him. And then after that, then he said, now you go to, there is another Goswami who is very special. Because in the dream, Lord Chaitanya told him, said, I want him to do great work for me. I'm preserving all these Nana Shastra, Vicharana, Nanipuno, all these Shastra in the hands of the 6 Goswami. And the 5 Goswami, they left everything behind to Jiva Goswami. And Jiva Goswami, he wrote everything for what? Just to put them on a shelf? Or just to... It was actually to hand over everything to Narottama Das Thakur, the very first Sankirtan leader, for distribution. That's what the Prabhupada did. Prabhupada wrote all these books for his devotees to distribute. So Narottama Das Thakur, Lokanath Das Goswami told him, there is a Jiva Goswami in a particular place, I want you to serve him, accept him as a Shiksha Guru, and embrace his gift. And this gift is none other than the 7th purpose of ISKCON. Giving Krishna consciousness to people in the form of books, Harinam, and Prasada distribution. These are actually the 7th purpose of ISKCON. Narottama Das Thakur, he was empowered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then he built up a team, the 3 of them, with the Shyamananda Pandit, Srinivas, and they distributed this wonderful gift of the 6 Goswami that now it's in our hands. It was out of compassion. Lord Chaitanya said, you always, it was none other than Radha and Krishna. You always serve me milk eternally every evening. So he came into this world. He appeared to Narottama Das Thakur and served him milk personally. And that's a beautiful pastime. See, you do something for the Lord, then the Lord becomes your servant, Bhaktivatsala. Whatever we do for him, it will get back to us. So then Narottama Das Thakur made sure that these Shastras were distributed for the welfare of the human society. Nana Shastra Vicharana Nanipuno Saddharma Sastapako. What is it? How does it go? Lokanar, yeah. That's a beautiful prayer. If you understand that prayer, you can understand the mood of the 6 Goswami and what Narottama Das Thakur. This is the reason why he's my favorite Acharya. The distribution of mercy. And not by chance, last year I was asked by Nanda Prabhu to give a class, and also on his disappearance day. I was wondering why he always asked me to give class. And I feel that, and time to time I go, when I feel lonely, I go and read this book. It reminds me the 7th purpose of ISKCON. It reminds me the reason why I became a devotee. Actually reminds all of us to receive something and give it out. That's what many of you are doing every day. This is the purpose of our mission, to give out Krishna consciousness to those who went away from the Lord. And this is very dear service to the Lord, and He can empower anybody, anyone. And he then at the end of his mission, he went again to the Padmavati river with his disciples. He made so many disciples, just like Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. with his chief disciples, he said, I want all of you to take the Ganga water and bathe me. Then what happened, as soon as he entered the river, they bathed him, and his body became milk, pure like milk. And he disappeared. And he left the Krishna Prema, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Prema in the Ganga for us, all of us. When we go and bathe, I'm looking forward now to go to and bathe in the Ganga. And remember, what this great Acharya did for me, for all of us. And just pay respect into the Ganga. This is not fairy tale. Sometimes we get put off because we don't read. We just hear distorted pastimes, and then we think in our subconsciousness, how can it be possible that this Acharya disappeared in the form of milk? He became milk. But it's a fact. If the Shastra says so, the Acharya, we take everything the Acharya they say as the absolute truth. And he's very compassionate, very merciful. Anyone who simply think of Srila Narottama Das Thakur becomes compassionate. Is the secret, one of the secret, how to imbibe his mood, because he came down out of compassion. I want to share something with all of you that it's something that I saw with my own eyes. On the last time that I was in the Ganga with my Guru Maharaj, exactly the same thing happened. That I saw. Of course, his body didn't melt into milk, but I was thinking at that time. We were actually talking about the pastime of Narottama Das Thakur. This was the last time that I bathed together with him. He called me to go and have a bathe with him. So I went. I never forget. It was 1 week before he passed away. It was with his servant, and there was 2 more devotees. The 2 pujaris from Mayapur. Jananivas and Pangajangri Prabhu, and he was putting in the ashes of Mother Kirtida, one of my god sister. And then afterwards he bathed, and there was some little. He wanted me to be there with him, so I went to see my artist, and then with a bicycle I went and joined him on the Ganga at 1:30, and before lunch, and then I entered the Ganga, and he did the ceremony. And I saw something very spectacular that installed a great faith in me. Yes, this Krishna consciousness process is the absolute truth. I saw that and hand on my heart in front of the deities, and I have to die of heart attack if I am telling the lie, right here on the Vyasasan, representing Srila Vyasadeva. The body of my Guru Maharaj became just pale, white, like milk. And I asked Gora Narayan, there was one of my god brother, Gora, he's a sannyasi now. Did you see the same thing? He said, Guru Maharaj, okay? He's so pale. So the color of his body was just like milk. And he was smiling at me. And he said, when you want to enjoy, come here into the dam, enter into this river, and you will enjoy the real happiness. I remember his words. This is the real sense gratification.